He's going to sacrifice himself.
No, you can't. There must be another way.
Do you want to stop Snape from getting that stone or no?
Oh, no.
Or no? Not me. Not Hermione.
Yo.
Yo. Yo.
Yo.
Yo. It's Fluffy.
Fluffy. That thing has a name?
I should not have told you that. I should not have told you that.
I should not have told you that.
I feel like a real Jersey girl today. I got a real big poof on my head. I got a poofala.
You got a poofala.
I got a poofala.
Is that a thing?
Now it is. I think I've created the poofala. I probably didn't create the poofala, but I am definitely executing it correctly.
It's definitely giving.
Thanks.
It's giving Jersey for sure.
It's giving poofala.
If only you had like bigger hoops. Ooh.
I don't have any hoops today. I have my little crystal and my little moon.
Ooh, cute.
Thank you. Picked it off my crystal tree today to put on me.
You're serving Jersey Shore realness.
I'm still pretty, bitch.
Hey, I'm still pretty.
Giving.
So what's the 411? What's everybody been up to this past week since the last time we all got together?
Well, I just started my new job today.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was exciting. It's been a lot. Well, actually, I started yesterday. It was my first day yesterday at my new job. And so far, so good. But we're just like, obviously, I'm still in the orientation phase. And hopefully tomorrow I learn more. I found my desk today. A little disappointed. It's not as big as my old desk, but whatever. Only gives me that much more initiative to try to get a better position, but whatever. We'll see what happens.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I've actually been applying for this job actually for like the past couple of years. And it finally, the process continued.
I didn't realize it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, I've been applying to this insurance company cause I always thought insurance was very a stable place that to establish a career, especially for 20, 30 years. All the people that I've been training so far that I met have been there for 15 plus years. So, and they said obviously they started out where I was, and even the guy I met today was a team lead supervisor, and he's like, yeah, I started where you were actually during COVID. I was like, wow. And he was like, yeah, a year and a half ago I was right where you were, and now I'm a supervisor. I'm like, it could happen.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
It could.
It could be cool.
Everybody needs insurance.
Right?
Not everybody has insurance. Everybody needs it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's not going away anytime soon. So.
Right.
They call that evergreen. People always need it. Like an evergreen tree doesn't,
Oh, I didn't know that.
die or lose its... It's like I don't know, it's like an evergreen field, kind of like, the wedding industry and the funeral industry.
Right.
People are always going to get married.
Yeah.
People are always going to die.
And people are always going to die.
Right.
I didn't know it was called that.
That's heartbreaking.
I thought it was definitely just called something like an essential, but whatever.
It could, yeah, I think that's another word for it, like an essential business, like hospitals.
Yeah.
People are always going to get sick.
Well, I was called an essential worker during COVID.
Really?
When they made me go into the office, and then all of a sudden, 1 month, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, don't come in tomorrow. We're going to be gone for 2 months. And then called me back first. And then didn't promote me for 5 years. So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
That's when you know it's time to go.
Right. That was fun. And then here we are. So
Yeah.
onward and upward.
Yeah. Well, speaking of new jobs, I start mine tomorrow.
That's exciting.
Yay!
Yay.
After my last company, restructured and decided I wasn't needed anymore, but that's a story for another time. It's fine.
It
It's
seems like
business.
It seems like they do that in the beginning of the year just to like,
Clean house.
right? Because that's what happened to me. Same thing. Beginning of the year.
Yep.
I don't care. Like,
Yep.
it happens. It happens to people. I didn't realize, and for a long time, I felt like this stigma was felt so bad.
It really makes you feel like you did something wrong, but
Right.
you didn't. It was clearly just business, but I'm like, so why am I out of a job if I didn't do anything wrong? It makes you feel like shit, like you've done something wrong, even though clearly they were like, this is no reflection on you. It's just what we need. And I'm like, okay. But,
Based
looked,
on need.
yeah,
They needed me less than I needed them.
looked for a little while, found a job, and here we are. So now I'm starting tomorrow, the middle of the week.
And I already have a job.
Yay!
It's not about you, Brianna. It's not always about you.
Oh my God.
It could be about me and Gina sometimes. Like, calm down. Hold your horses.
Just so we all know what's going on with everybody.
Well, no one asked.
Anything else new for the week?
Well, what is new with you since you're not starting a job?
I'm actually working less now, which is funny. Yeah, girl has a lot going on. Yeah, girl is actually a maid of honor, and so my life has been very busy with that as well. So I just needed an extra day or two from work recently for the next couple weeks. I think I'm just gonna get a little bit of a break while I do some things, and
That's
that's just literally just like the newest. Yeah, it's a lot on my plate, but that's honestly just like the newest thing. I'm okay though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, like, I want to be present for everything in my life, and to be present everywhere in my life, I need like some time here and there. I guess extra time. I can't just always be making money. I have to like be spending that extra time doing something else in my time too. I guess.
Sounds fair.
I know that I can't be working myself to death, and like I've been asked multiple times if I need an extra day, and I just finally just took it because sometimes you just need to ask for help. It's okay.
That's okay.
Extra day, that's all.
Here, here.
Yeah. Praise the Most High.
Worthy is his name.
What I'm interested in is you mentioned a video that you and Bass watched recently. Was it a recent thing? And so I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, I mentioned it a little bit before, but so he showed me this video we were watching. We were actually in the middle of watching Love is Blind, which you guys really, come on.
No, I know. I've watched season 1. I know I have to get on the ball, though. I love it. I know I have to catch up, but I do love it so far. And I have seen some of the stuff about season 6, so I'm sort of, spoilers, but
You know about the whole Megan Fox debacle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that yet, because, again, I haven't watched it, but according to her, she's saying, I've just said that I've resembled Megan Fox. I didn't say I looked exactly like her.
By other people,
Yeah.
is what she said.
Yeah.
Is that, I've been told that I look like Megan Fox.
Shame on them.
You know how people make big things out of something that's stupid.
Okay, but let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
She looks more like Megan Fox than the dress looked blue and black. It looks more gold and white.
Thank you.
Anyway.
She looks more like Megan Fox than Megan Fox's new face looks like Megan Fox. Sorry, Megan Fox.
You know what's
now
funny?
we're going to get canceled by Megan Fox. Okay.
Shit.
You know what's funny?
Her and Chrissy Teigen.
Damn,
Hello?
MGK. Don't come for me, MGK.
No.
Oh, he
I
can
love
come
all
for
of
me.
these
That's
people.
fine.
All right. First of all, I like all these people. Second of all,
First
That
of all,
girl
she's
actually
hot as
looked-
fuck either way. So, like, she was hot as fucking Jennifer's body.
I'd hit.
I totally hit, but I'm not the one talking smack on her name or her face.
But, like, Chelsea does resemble Megan Fox at a certain angle.
I thought so too. When you said that, I went to go. I don't even watch the show clearly, but when I went to go,
You don't even know who Chelsea or Jimmy are.
no, but I went to go look, and I did say, I was like, okay, like at a glimpse, if you squint your head and look to the side a little bit,
Right, it's
she'll
like
look
one of
like
those
her.
things. It's like in the certain light or like angle or certain way, like a little. And
Yeah.
I saw side by
saw it a
side
little bit,
comparisons
yeah.
because that's how big it is online right now, which is why you fucking watch it.
I'm more of a Love Island girl.
I've never seen, nor will I
Love
waste my time.
Love Island. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Love Island. I think that I should. if anybody's seeing this right now, I've already put in my casting application a year ago.
So I'm gonna get like a phone call one day that you're like, all right, I'm on my way to Love Island. Bye.
Well, I want to do it again for this summer, but I don't know if I'm too late for it this time because I think it might have been for February. No, I mean, it's March, so they usually do it in the summertime. So, I mean, by now, of course, they're probably casting people. So I would love to be on that show. And I'm definitely in the age bracket. So
Right?
I've tried already, so I don't know.
Obviously.
I don't know. I definitely think I have the personality to be on Love Island. I just don't know if I have like the body for that. But everyone's like, "Oh my God, stop it!" Not that I don't have the body for it, but these girls are like, I don't know. They're just, I don't know. They also look way older than me. For me being 29, I feel like these like 24-year-olds look like they're in their 30s. And I feel like I'm gonna look like a little kid sitting next to them.
Well, that's the thing. Like, younger is better to look like anway. It's better to look younger and
I don't
cuter.
know why. I'm like, do they look older because they're working out and like I don't know, or is it because they're drinking a lot?
Fuck up your face with fillers.
Yeah, that's true too.
Fillers?
I don't have any fillers on my face. My face is natural. I even had the opportunity to get a nose job when I was 18 years old because I had a deviated septum. And I chose not to because at 18 years old, I gave myself the leeway of maybe loving my face in the future and not taking the route of getting a nose job so early on in life when I, A, could still love myself, B, don't know if it's going to mess up the way I talk or sing or sound. I didn't really know.
Why would you risk all of that? And
yeah.
You grow into loving yourself, and you're beautiful regardless. Like
I think so.
I think you're one of the most beautiful people. Both of you are both. Most of my friends are some of the most beautiful people I know. I feel like you should surround yourself with people that you find beautiful in a way that, you know, draws you to them, even if they might not be beautiful. Like, I think everyone's beautiful to me, inside and out.
Well, you're beautiful inside and out too.
Well, everybody's like worth a shot if that's what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think,
don't judge a book by its cover. Sorry.
Absolutely.
I think it also makes people more beautiful, and I've always said this, like, you can be the prettiest or best looking person in the world, but if you have an ugly personality, you're just ugly to me. I'm sorry. You'll always
be ugly, right?
There's just a part of you that I'm like, ugh, like, I don't even want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Exactly.
My mom always says that.
Damn. So back to the video.
That we were...
We went off on a nice little tangent.
Yeah. But he showed me this video as we were watching Love is Blind, which that's how we got into it. And it was this guy, and it was like, I think on TikTok, this guy was picking up this girl. She got all ready and dressed up. He went to go pick her up, and he's like, "Oh, we're going to Starbucks to go get a coffee." And she was like, "You're not taking me out to dinner?" And he was like, "It's our first date. We just met. Why am I gonna put like all of this, you know?" And then she was like, "You know, it's a bad first impression that you're giving off, that you're not trying to like wine and dine me." He's like, "I don't even know you, so why should I like invest that time and money when like I should just start getting to know you if I want to even pursue that?" Which I kind of see both ends of the spectrum. Like, I see that you want the first impression of the guy wanting to provide and like show you like a good time. And then I see, why would you want to invest all that money into something that, like, you know, you could just get them a coffee and see if you even like them first.
Yeah. I will say, I think I kind of side with the guy more in this one. I get where the girl is coming from. I think we are all entitled to a nice date at like a nice dinner, a nice place, but first of all, I think there was a miscommunication here, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, they should have discussed, or he should have discussed with her, like, where would you like to go? Or he should have said, hey, this is where I think we should go. Second, so I guess she shouldn't have just assumed where they were going. But I also kind of agree with, I think a first date should be a little more on the casual side and don't spend a whole lot of money because you don't know if you're going to like that person or if you want to go out with them again and then you're going to be out quite a bit of money, especially if you expect the man to pay.
It's very,
Right.
With the high expectations become high disappointments.
Yeah.
Exactly, because he's like, I shelled out all this money for you and you're not going to put out.
Right.
Like, why should I have to just because you're buying me a dinner? You should buy me a dinner because you want to.
Exactly.
And he's like, why should I want to buy you a dinner? I don't even know you. So.
That's a little shitty to say. I feel like on his part, he probably could have been nicer, but I think all of this could have been avoided with some good communication.
Absolutely.
Beforehand, like set the expectations beforehand. So then she can decide, or he can decide, do I even want to go out with this person anymore if they're going to be like this?
Right.
But I do agree. I've always been the way of, I'm fine with a more casual first date because I'm also like I don't want it to be high pressure either. I want it to be more like coffee or something not as fancy. And if you like the person, go on a fancy second date.
Exactly.
You know, if you decide, oh, I want to see them again, go on a fancy second date. But maybe
Yeah.
the first date shouldn't be so high pressure.
Exactly.
If you even get one. If you can get a first date.
Right, if you get a first date, we might even be ghosted.
Oh.
Might not even get to even see them there. Might not even show up because that's happened
Have you ever been ghosted on a first date?
plenty of times. It
Yeah.
happens. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Have you actually like gotten ready and like went somewhere and like been for real stood up?
Yeah, like I actually drove somewhere and the guy just never answered me.
Same.
It's the best, right?
Oh no. Yeah, Gina more recently, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not too recently. But yes,
more
it's
recently.
happened.
More recently than me.
than
I
Yes.
haven't
Yes.
had this happen to me in at least 7 years. So.
Yeah. But
thank God.
Thank God.
Bass, you're off the hook.
For now.
I was stood up by a guy who I was dating. Like, we were in a relationship. Now, I mean, we weren't in one for a super long time yet, but this was my first, like, long-term boyfriend. I was 15, I think. I was 15.
I forgot about that.
And I got all dressed up to go to the homecoming dance.
No, not homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming. I got all dressed up and all my friends were going.
Yep.
And
Right, and you like
Yeah.
are so excited for this.
Yep.
Especially in high school. Like
I was excited because my boyfriend was going to go with me.
Yeah.
and-
Like everyone's gonna be there. Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna, you know. Like,
I'm gonna show off my man. I look hot.
I don't
Yeah.
even know if I went to the first homecoming dance because I think I had mono when the first homecoming
Oh.
happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So I think I missed the freshman year homecoming. And then so this was sophomore year. I was 15.
So you're looking forward to it even more.
Yeah, we had just started dating. I got all dressed up and he
Of course.
at some point just stopped answering me and he never showed up to pick me up. So I just decided not to go. And I could have still went and had fun with my friends. But at that point I was so upset that I didn't want to go. I was like embarrassed more than anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got stood up by a guy I was dating, and let's just say that guy is my ex-boyfriend
For a reason.
For a reason, he had his own problems, but he is my
Clearly.
ex-boyfriend, and I should have broken up with him way sooner than
big
that.
X.
Right.
I should have broken up with him that night that he stood me up for the homecoming
Right.
dance. To be honest with you,
Because then your friends are gonna ask, like, "Oh, where's your boyfriend? You said you were gonna bring him."
Yeah.
And
You
then
have
you
to
gotta bring-
relive it over.
it was
and
too
over
embarrassing.
again.
Yeah.
Right.
What about you?
I haven't been stood up by like anybody. I don't think. Every time we talk about being stood up, though, I remember that I haven't been stood up by any man that I've been dating, but I have been stood up by my own father for a father-daughter dance when we were young in Girl Scouts, and I had to go by
For
myself.
Girl Scouts, the father-daughter dance.
I went with my friend and her father, and I took a picture by myself, which every time I see that picture to this day, I was just like...
I
by
don't
myself
even remember
with my
that. I was in Girl
corsage.
Scouts with you.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
I know.
That is so sad. That might be sadder than getting ghosted by, like, a boyfriend.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the one man I'm supposed to be able to trust and
Right.
love, to love me at least, you know. But things shape you in life, and
Yeah.
that's just something I never forgot. I don't really know how it shaped me. It probably hurt me. It probably still hurts me to this day, but I don't think it bothers me anymore. It's just like a story now.
Yeah.
But
And just so everyone's clear, Brianna and I have the same father.
and we have a better relationship with our dad now than we probably ever have in our life. So it's just this is
Yeah.
just a
That's good.
story of, you know, of the past, but it happens. So heartbreaking things happen.
That's what shapes you, unfortunately, sometimes.
Right, and your dad's supposed to be, like, who you model the man that you're supposed to be with after. Like, I see so much of my stepdad in Sebastian.
That's great.
Which is
that's awesome.
Creepy at times and annoying because I wanted to move out for a reason, and sometimes he puts me in my place like my stepdad would, and I'm just like...
You're like, I moved right back in with my stepdad.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, Dad. That's why he thinks, like, I was calling him Daddy,
Thanks, Daddy.
thinking it was, like, cute. And he called me Daddy. He's like, oh, I thought that was just a nickname we had for each other. I'm sorry, babe. I have to tell the story. He was always like, oh, this is a cute nickname for each other. I'm like, I wasn't calling you a nickname Daddy is, like, a cute thing.
Because me and her call each other Mommy a lot now for some reason, so it's just Mommy.
Stuck. I don't know why.
Daddy is now Daddy, so now everyone's Mommy and Daddy.
And then we can't say it seriously because it's too awkward and funny. Like, if I
can't. Like, I
can't.
Couldn't. No.
I did try once, and then I was like, ugh. It gave me the ick. I was like, never again. Literally, I said that as we were... I'm like, never again. He's like, yeah, never again. It was so weird.
I like a little thanks, Daddy, but like not like a real. I'm doing it in bed and I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? Like I like a little like fun play. Like
I'd rather like a yes sir or whatever. I like a sir.
Mm.
I don't get me wrong. I do like being submissive.
I love a submissive galley.
I can't say daddy to him. I used to back. Oh, it's just. I guess like I have such a bad. I'm such like. I have daddy issues.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Same.
Yeah.
It feels like saying daddy, like you're calling, like that's what we called our dad, daddy.
It's like,
and I
why would
still
I
call him dad.
dad, but I hated that, so I would call him John, like,
Yeah.
in spite.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was trying to get out. I was like, I see some things in Sebastian as I do in my stepdad, but the guys that I would talk to before all abandoned and left me, and you know had the worst experiences with, like I did with my dad. Mm-hmm. So it just, but yeah, it shapes you, and you know how I deal with people today. Like now, I need that constant reassurance from Sebastian, and that's why I love him so much, because he does that sometimes without getting so annoyed that he's still with me after almost 7 years. So appreciate that. Shout out to Sebastian.
It's amazing how sometimes you end up dating people who are like so much like your parents, or in a way, or like nothing like your parents in a way. And it's like, wow, like you can date like so many different types of people, zodiac signs if you want to get that into it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just amazing to me how you could date somebody that's like, wow, you're like, they were like my parent when you look back on it.
Right.
Or maybe in it you can tell. Or then like you can date somebody that's just like completely different than anybody you've ever met, and that works out too.
Right.
Or it doesn't. But it's like you can just date so many different kinds of people because you have different types of parts of you, different sides of yourself that you want to indulge in even.
Right, you're not going to always have the same type. Like my whole life I never had the same type of guy that I was interested in. Maybe like a, you know, variation, but
I never really had a type.
oh no, you didn't. You were a little all over the place.
My type was
Bad boy.
mean to me.
Bad baby.
My type was mean to me. My type had addictions. My type needed some help, and
No, your type needed your help and you helped them. And now they're better because of you. And if they're not, they slept on you.
well, also, and they were using me, of course, which I should have
Unfortunately.
seen a lot sooner. But I'm also just the type of person who naturally loves to help.
I'm the
And
same
they
way.
used me for that. Like, they knew that and took advantage of me.
Yeah.
You were like really motherly, like towards everybody like that you dated. You were like really like made sure that they like had a job, got there on time, like they got to places on time everywhere because of you. Was able to do so many things because they had you, first of all. It's like you did so many things for so many people way before like your time of like you've been taking care of people since we were like how old? But like 8, 9, 10 at least. Nah, you've been probably taking care of us as little girls too. Like as like the older sister, you become like the protector.
Especially when
She's always been the lookout for us all.
especially when our dad would get into one of his moods and get really mean and start, you know, yelling, and I felt like, oh, I have to be the oldest one and be strong. And then when our brothers came around, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to be kind of like mom and protector too, because then we were in charge of watching them. So no wonder I don't want kids. I'm like, I feel like I've been a mother forever. And that's no offense to all of you. I'm not saying that to be resentful.
Every person who you've had to mother.
Yeah.
And, like, help along their way and, like, take time away from your own life to, like, push people on, like, their path, you know, like, of, like, getting somewhere. It's like you've already been there and done it.
I think that's the point. I'm tired of people taking. It's finally time for me to, like, enjoy my life.
And that's okay. Even if that didn't even happen, like, it's okay to not, like, want kids just because like, you don't want them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's a modern day. It's 2024. It's okay to say, hey, I don't want to get married. I do want to get married. Let's just say that. I would love to get married one day, but I just don't think kids for me. And I don't think kids are for me. And I think, I've realized I always felt guilty saying that, because it's almost like society makes you feel like you should want kids. Right. And I'm like, but why?
Like, you should want to, like, you should want to
be
extend your, like, your family tree. Like, you should want to, like, pass down, like, your legacy. Like, that whole thing of, like life is all about reproducing.
And I'm like, what legacy? What legacy do I have?
Why do I want to bring a child into this world when there's so many problems and things? And, like, you know, with what's going on with the aliens and the...
Ooh, the aliens.
The only legacy they're going to want is my Hogwarts legacy. I promise you that.
Oh. Not even just, like, I get that, too, like, who wants to bring a child into this world. I just don't want them. Truly. Like, we'll have an unpopular opinion segment soon, but I just don't like when babies cry. I find it annoying. And when kids are, like, bad.
We'll be, like, in the store and, like, a kid will cry and then she'll just be like...
And it's not, like, that I don't like kids. Up. I love my niece and I love my nephew. It's just, like, I don't want that for me. I don't want sleepless nights. I don't want to deal with any of that. But I commend people who do.
Exactly. I totally respect
absolutely
women who go through with that.
Yeah. I commend people who do. Like, I don't want to do it, but I'm choosing. I don't feel like I'm going to be forced into it, and I know myself, and I don't want to be resentful to, like, my future children either. So I'm like, I might as well just not do it,
because that's going to traumatize them.
You can have as many animals as you want, and, like, have as many babies as you want, animal wise. Like, you could still be a cat mom, you could still be an animal mom, dog mom, whatever, animal mom. It doesn't matter. I can't wait if I end up being a mother. I can't wait for that kind of stuff one day. But we've talked about this. It's like, I think I would be ready to teach and do all that, and obviously, like, the reward is, like, amazing for all of the things that you have to do as a parent, but that is not for everyone, and that is okay. I've also accepted a reality where I don't have kids, so as much as I want them, like, I've accepted if I don't.
You also mentioned something really important. You talked about you have to want to teach. You have to want to, like, be a positive influence and be a teacher, and I think that's really important too.
Right. Yeah, not everybody wants to do that, and that's why like, people are f***ed up sometimes in this world. Some parents have no time for their kids. They just don't, and they, like, they're just like, go get in front of that
TV,
iPad, kids. Yeah.
And the sad thing is, I think I'd be a really good mom if I was one, because I do like to teach, and I feel like I'm filled with knowledge, and I feel like I would be a good teacher, but I just don't feel like I have the patience for it.
I don't think I have the patience.
I just don't want that. I'm too selfish.
Right, and that's okay to admit that. It's like, I don't want to, F up a kid and bring them into this world and be like Tony Soprano and Livia Soprano, who, like, hated him and resented him, and, like, put him through that, the agony, and then him have to go to therapy about me years later. Like, I don't want to have to, I don't know. So, like, I'm in between. At the same time, I would love to give Sebastian kids because I know he'd be a good father, but he understands where I'm at too, where, like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and that's okay. Like, yeah, we can have 30 kitties. Like, I'll be happy with 30 kitties. I'll have a kitty farm. That's fine.
Yeah, I would love a kitty farm. And a doggy farm.
And some pups. Yeah, I want some corgis.
Yeah.
But
aww. I would love a little tyke of mine running around. I think that's awesome. But I've also accepted the fact that I don't have anybody in my life right now. And if that's going to happen, I'm going to have to spend time with somebody for a couple of years. I'm going to
Right.
have to, like, I'm not going to want to meet somebody and just have kids right off the bat. Like, I know what
Right.
happens when that happens to people. Like, that shit doesn't really work out. And, like, I want it to work out. I want this to be a forever thing. If it's going to be if I look at it like it's going to be a forever thing, I hope it does end up being the forever thing. And to do that, I would like to nurture it the right way and not just jump headfirst into everything that seems right
Right.
off the bat. So I don't know. It would take some time, and if I want to have a kid by the time I'm 35, I got to meet somebody like right now.
Right.
I don't know.
Would you ever have a kid without a man or like, significant
I've thought
other?
about it. Yeah, I've definitely maybe have like a sperm donor kid and just be
Be
like
a
a
single
mom by
mom.
myself, or like adopt a kid.
I feel like you
I would
could do it. Like
that'd be
be a single
awesome.
mom. You could boss it out.
I think that'd be so cool because I really don't really want to be with anybody. Everybody's just making me nauseous right now because I
And
guess
if it
I
happens
just don't
for
want to
you
be with
again
anybody.
organically, like you're welcome to it.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like you could live alone and be like perfectly happy too. I could see that for you.
I would love that actually. That's actually a really good idea. I've already said that too to
And
a
you
lot
just
of my
like
friends.
hook up. I'm sorry to cut you off again, but like just hook up, not and be like a slut about it, but like,
I would, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but yeah, I'm probably the only one in this group that would still like to have kids. So if I want to have kids, I better get on it.
That's
Better
fine.
get meeting somebody.
I'll be the coolest Aunt Gina ever. I just don't want that for myself.
She just wants to give them back at the end of the night. That's
I
all.
do.
That's okay.
I'm a cool aunt. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not, cool because she doesn't talk to me, but I am an aunt. But unfortunately, she doesn't want to talk to me. But that's
Oh.
okay. Hopefully, one day I'll get to. Wow, that was really sad all of a sudden. You just said aunt, but that's just what made me think of. And I was like, I'm an aunt, but sadly, whatever. Heartbreaking.
It's okay. Things are heartbreaking randomly that you wouldn't think would be.
Like because remember the other day we were listening to that song, and you're like, I was like in the best mood, about to tell her, like, yeah, I just heard this song the other day, like I was so excited to show her. She's like, I used to cry to this song, and I'm like, like she just said it like she just right off the tongue, like yeah, whatever, and I'm just like,
I don't even
are
remember
you
that I said
okay?
it.
Like,
No, I don't
No.
remember that I said it though.
like sometimes things just come to you, just like you said, aunt, and I was like, wow, yeah. I'm an aunt, but not like it matters anymore. I would like for it to matter one day.
It matters because it matters to you.
It does matter to me. I still love her. And I love my nephews, my two nephews. Unfortunately, had severed ties with my sister's family, and I miss my nephew and niece, my nephews and niece. And my nieces graduated high school. And I babysat her when she was like, I think like 2 or 3. She was like still a baby. I babysat her the whole summer with my mom.
Aw.
And I miss her so much. But hopefully one day, because that scumbag can eat shit, and I don't care if that gets bleeped out or not.
Here, here.
I don't even think I bleep shit, so you didn't say or anything, so you're good.
Well,
You know what the situation said. The comeback is greater than the setback. Is that how
comeback-
it went?
Comeback is always greater than
The
setback.
comeback is always greater than the setback.
oh, I would know. I've actually been listening to his Audible audiobook. It's so good.
We love Big Daddy Sitch.
Big Daddy Sitch.
And that's one daddy that I do not get weird about saying.
Yes.
Big Daddy Sitch.
That's a daddy that's worth daddying.
BDS is in the house.
No, it's BDS is in the building.
Oh, excuse me. BDS is in the building.
Yeah, he does that. I love him.
We are not sponsored in any way by Big Daddy Sitch.
We're just obsessed with Jersey Shore, and
Yes.
it's not just because we're from Jersey.
Yeah, like
But it just so happens because we can tell where certain places are from Jersey Shore just because we are from around here.
we are Jersey girls.
Through and through.
Throw and throw.
We already went through the whole pork roll versus Taylor ham debate, and we already went through the Central Jersey yes or no, yay or nay debate.
Mm-hmm.
But thank God that Jersey Shore isn't around anymore just because everyone used to think that everyone from New Jersey was like that. I remember when I went to Fairleigh, when I went to college my first year, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're from by the Jersey Shore."
You mean like the first Jersey Shore isn't around anymore?
Right.
'Cause
No,
I'm like
well,
the-
family vacation, but
Yeah, because I was like, they're still around, and people still really think that because I literally lived in Arkansas last year, and everybody still says that to me. Like, about, like, every time I would mention Jersey, they'd be like, oh, like Jersey Shore, and I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Yes, just like yes.
just like
Yes, just like the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, that's what we're all like. Every single
Every single
one of us.
Yep,
That's it.
We all just live in Seaside Heights.
and we just party and drink and
we all
pass
go-
out
yeah.
and hook up in the smush room
And,
every
and
night.
tan in tanning beds, like, every day.
Well, that was like junior and senior year, but
That was because I had to go to prom tan, okay?
well,
like,
obviously.
wasn't some kind of chooch or anything. Going pale to my prom, like.
But that was like when Jersey Shore was in its prime.
I
when we were
know.
juniors and seniors. Senior year is
I
when it
know.
ended for us. Was
Yeah.
our senior year was the last season, and we always used to go Seaside and the boardwalk.
Well, we went to Seaside with Ronnie, and we actually saw the Wildcat in the ocean, the
Yes.
roller coaster in the ocean. I have a
Oh.
picture of it on my Instagram, all the way down on my Instagram, my personal Instagram.
Wow.
It's like really all the way down there.
I remember like the whole boardwalk wasn't like they like started rebuilding it, but it wasn't completely done.
You could
But-
see it all like
It was all destroyed.
Yeah.
And even like driving down, like, I don't remember
Oh my
exactly which
God.
highway it was, but it was like there's like this straight shot all
all
the way down.
to Seaside. Yeah.
And every house left and right, each one was completely
They were like sideways
destroyed.
on the sand. It was
Yeah.
like so scary to be driving down that road. It was like the houses
They were all, like, shifted.
in like reach. Like if I put my hand out the window, I could probably reach something that
Yeah.
fell. Like it was like so weird. It was just a weird time.
And all
That-
covered in sand and everything.
Sandy was actually very heartbreaking. Like our
Yes.
dad and our like brothers and stepmom and our sister, they lost their house. Like they literally lost
I
their house.
remember
There was
that.
like 5 feet of water in the house, and like they lost a lot of their like memories, like photo albums and like possessions that you can't get back. Like
right.
a lot of things were up, like messed up. We were going through a hard times too, so we couldn't make it down there to help them that much, and they were feeling the loss of us not being able to come down there and help them. Everybody else from our family went down to try to
Right.
help.
It was hard to get down there. I remember, like, it was hard to even get to the shore because of Sandy and all
was
the
very
road
heartbreaking.
closings and everything. And
It was really sad. We were out of power for like more than 2 weeks. We were like living off of like heat in the house by like boiling hot water on the stoves. And like our fireplace, my stepdad was outside chopping wood every day so that we had like heat in our house by the fireplace. God, it was a very weird time.
yeah.
We like lived by candlelight for 2 weeks. Like it was a
Right.
long 2 weeks.
It was kind of like COVID, except that was
Yeah.
like we had to stay indoors.
They canceled Halloween that year.
They canceled Halloween. I remember that.
I
And
actually
Halloween's
looked,
never been the same since.
I looked
That was
forward to going
2012.
to work because work had light and Wi-Fi and heat
Yeah,
and
we-
hot water.
Me and my friends would huddle in the car and charge our phones.
That's what
I
me and my
remember-
brother and my
yeah.
brother's girlfriend used to do.
Yeah, we all would like have like a charging party in the car because that's the only place that we could really. Until we felt like we had enough on one battery on one car, and then we moved to another one. Like,
Yep.
And my neighbor luckily let us use his generator. Like, he took a line to my stepdad.
that's so nice.
He was such a nice neighbor. He always called him the State Farm neighbor, like a good neighbor.
State
George
Farm
was
is
there. George was always there. He was
Oh.
the
We have a
best
neighbor, George.
Yeah?
George and Kitty.
Aww.
George.
Kitty.
They're like diagonally across from our parents' backyard,
Aw.
and that's when like our dog Carlin and like their dog
Raina?
Raina,
Raina and
their girlfriend and
Carlin.
boyfriend.
Yes. They were boyfriend and
Yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah. And then like Raina also, when Raina passed away, they got one that looked just like her,
Yes.
named Sugar.
Sugar, because she was
Yeah.
white. She
Yep.
was a white dog.
Yeah.
But I remember
It's like a white
Carlin would
shepherd.
like go outside and go, "Where's Raina?" And he would always look,
Raina, his girlfriend.
and he would always go, "Where's the mailman?"
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
he didn't like
that
the mailman or
mailman.
the squirrelies or the birdies.
Oh no
Those
no.
bad squirrelies and those bad birdies.
Oh no.
And
the mailman was the worst. No, he actually really bit the mailman one day. One of the
Yeah.
mailmen. One of them. It was bad.
She was a male lady actually.
Okay.
It was a male lady?
Yes. And we didn't get in
not.
trouble because
Luckily.
she was like, is he vaccinated? And I'm like, yeah. He like pushed open the door. I don't know how he did it, but he pushed open the door and just like ran outside when I wasn't looking. And it was a big mess, but thankfully the mail lady didn't do anything. I'm really sorry, mail lady. If you're still a mail lady, this was a long time ago.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was like a freak thing. Like that would have never happened. Like it was just like the right form of the right cocktail to a disaster happened that day.
And of course, I called mommy crying. I was like, Carlin pushed the door open and bit the mail lady, and she's like, what?
Aww.
And of course, it happened while I was home alone. This stuff always happens when I'm alone. It's like the worst things, because then I'm like, it's not. How is it my fault? I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
The screen door was locked, but he somehow just pushed it open.
Listen, he pushed open a lot of doors, which is like what happened, like with the whole thing with.
At your party?
No, remember? Oh my God! Which we should talk about while we're sitting here because that was a St. Patrick's Day party.
That's right, because St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
Oh, yes, yes.
That was a St. Patrick's Day party.
What was it, the first one or the second one?
The first one I think I
think
ever
it was
threw.
the first one you've ever had.
I think it was the first one I ever threw. We put Carlin downstairs into the basement, like, man cave that my stepdad had. Sorry, everybody. Sorry to my parents because I lied to them at the time, but they know about it now.
We took care of everything, though.
Every
really
single
tried.
thing was taken care of except for that one issue that we had where literally I was just upstairs. We had put him downstairs because my dog does not.
He was the
To go back,
boy.
to go back in a nutshell, I think that his temperament issues started when we had him neutered, like a year after he was like supposed to have been neutered, and I think that changes like their hormone chemistry because he wasn't neutered when he was like a baby. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking out of my ass because I'm sitting next to somebody who knows animals better than I do.
I don't know if that would have changed anything. I think it was just his personality, to be honest.
It was his personality, and he didn't
Usually
like
if they're
people.
neutered a little bit later, it just makes them a little bigger. And, I mean, yeah, okay. Like, maybe it would have helped aggression just a tiny bit, but I think that's not true for all dogs. I think it was just his personality.
So he was fine when we were like going to dog parks and stuff when we were little, but as he started growing, he started not being okay around to like anybody unless like you came around all the time. And so when we had a lot of people over for like that first party, like we knew that we were going to have to put him in the basement. And so we put him in the basement and I put a big sign on the door, and for some reason the door wouldn't like shut all the way. I don't know. I shut it all the way, but like if you leaned on it, like it would open. Like there was no way to like lock the door. So I had pulled the doors as closed as I could, and he couldn't get out from pushing on the other side. You can only get in if you push from the other side where the sign is. So that's why I put that big sign there so nobody would lean on the door. I said, do not lean on the door. There's a dog behind this door.
Yeah.
And somebody ended up leaning on the door and got bit by my dog. And then he was bleeding because my dog was scared. And then he like ran up to the kitchen and I was in the kitchen. So I am in my kitchen and all of a sudden I see my big animal just slowly walking through the kitchen like, wow, there's a lot of people in here. And I'm just like, what are you doing here? And he was just so normal and I wasn't. I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, I just like had to drag him downstairs before anything happened, and I threw him in the, not like threw him, but like I ran into the room with him and like threw the door closed, and I was just like, oh my God. And then when I realized I had put him downstairs and I had gotten out of the room and closed it again, my friend who had been bit by the dog was around the corner in the bathroom cleaning off his hand with like a towel that like he had gotten all bloody from being bit. And so it was just a mess. And I've obviously talked about it with this person since, and I'm obviously grateful that nothing had been pushed as far as charges or anything like that. But I did put like the sign on the door, and I thought that was good enough. I thought people would be smart enough to like not go downstairs.
Yeah, don't open the door. It says there's a dog behind the door.
And the party was upstairs, not downstairs. So I didn't even think anyone was really going to go downstairs and hang out, because that's just where a separate bathroom was, not like a hangout room. That's not where the party was. That's like just
that was just another bathroom to go to.
Yeah. And
when the one upstairs was being taken.
So, you know.
So that was fun.
all to say that it's been heartbreaking, obviously, with this animal in different ways.
I miss Carlin.
I miss Carlin too. It was fun.
He was such a good boy, sweet boy.
Yeah, he was a good boy. That was a bad circumstance, but he was a good boy.
I was usually really scared of big dogs too, like because when I was younger, I got like pushed down by like a golden retriever when I was like a little kid, and I was like a big little kid, obviously. Like I was big my whole life, and he pushed me down. It literally scared me, so I was always scared of big dogs. So when I came to your house literally every single day and he finally got used to me coming over and like liked me, it made me feel good. I was like,
He always loved him, Cassie. He always loved you because you always came around a lot. Like, you were the one person that he could be okay around. So she would, like we've talked about in the past, like she would come over all the time and like hang out for weeks at a time when my parents would go away, and it would be like no issue at all because like Carlin would know you and love you and just accepted that you were there. But yeah. I don't know how we got into this conversation about Carlin all of a sudden, but
Yeah.
But we've gotten there.
we've gotten there.
We've gotten there.
Well, I think it's time to say goodbye for now.
Yeah.
Until next time, folks.
We've got our kicks.
We've got our kicks.
We got our kids.
We've got our kicks.
But
That's all, folks.
Oh, I was going to tell the story about, I was going to say, that's where I was going with that. I was like, wait, how did we get there? I was going to tell the story about, real quick, about, so she called our mom because, she was upset because Carlin had bit the mail lady. But I was like, there's bunches of times Carlin has actually gotten out. And one of the times he got out, she thought he was going to run towards the road. And she like dove. She
was a
dove
puppy.
after him when he was a puppy. He ran outside and we didn't have a fence or anything, and it was a main road, an Alpin road.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
the road.
It was a main road with lots of cars going fast.
Really fast.
40
It was
miles
like
an hour.
45.
Yeah.
40 or 45, yeah.
And so he like ran out, but he would do this thing where he would run out the porch, but then like turn around and head towards the backyard because we had like an acre of property. So he would do this
Yeah.
thing where he would zoom down the back with his ears back. That would be like his zoom, but she didn't know that. Well, how are we supposed to know that? He's like a little baby. It's not like that's like his first times like doing those things. So
Right.
she like dove at him and she yelled at whoever like opened the door. She was like, as she's diving, she's like, "What's the matter with you?"
and she didn't even dive. She like fell onto the ground.
She like dove and like flung herself.
I'm like, what's wrong with you? I still
Love
make
her.
fun of her for
We
that.
always make fun of her for it now.
Because she did too much. I was like, you weren't catching him. You weren't catching him.
you tried.
And none of us were
Don't
worried.
try to be a hero.
Don't try to be a
We were like, you
hero.
literally did more damage to yourself than you
Right.
helped anybody. And he
Yeah.
ended up going where I knew he was going to go anyway.
That's the thing. That's another mommy quote because
Yeah.
my mom told us once when we were in Pier Village that there was a huge storm
Oh,
coming.
it was so bad. The sky was so like purple and black, and
Yeah.
it was like Armageddon was coming.
Yeah, and
And
so
we were on our way. We were going to be on our way home, and she called when we were on the phone with her because we called her to say we're on our way. She said, "Don't try to be a hero. If you need to pull over, you got to do what you got to do, and just wait it out. Wait out the storm."
yeah, she's like, if you gotta wait to come, wait to come. She's like, if you gotta pull over, you gotta pull over. But don't try to be a hero. Whatever you do,
So now it's always don't try to be a hero.
don't try to be a hero. Well, anyway, kids,
Yep.
don't try to be a hero.
Don't try to
Until
be a
next
hero.
time.
All right. We did it! We did it! We did it!